Give me a second.
All right.
Wait, what?
He said something.
Scores? What scores?
I went
What are you
6 and
talking
3.
about?
I'm not afraid to edit this.
You went 6 and 3?
Yeah, son.
I'm gonna see what I went.
I'm pretty sure you did better than me though.
I think I went 8 and 1 then.
No, you only missed one game.
Nice, son.
Yeah.
What's up?
Alright, what's
We all missed one,
That
didn't
was
we?
low 5,
Who?
but okay.
No. I knew I missed the. Wait a minute. I'm totally lost right now.
so we
What
got
games
Thursday?
did we pick?
Thursday.
What was
Packers.
Thursday game?
Packers.
Got the Packers
So we all
right.
got Packers. All got Colts.
All got Colts.
We all got see Panthers Bears. Who'd you pick?
I had the Bears and they lost. Shut up,
Oh,
Evan.
okay, that doesn't matter. So I had Bears. Who'd you pick?
I don't remember.
You pick. Who'd you pick?
Bears or Panthers? One of them.
Who'd you pick?
I picked Bears
Thank
and I
you.
lost.
I don't know.
Did we all
Well,
pick?
that's on my computer.
I think you picked Panthers and then we picked Bears.
I think I picked.
You didn't have this planned before?
No, I did. I can't. I assumed on the new list.
Okay,
It's not-
so that's one I might have gotten wrong.
Here, you look at these. I'm on my
I went
computer.
6 and 3.
I picked
I did-
Niners.
I did my homework.
I picked Niners. I picked Patriots. I picked Broncos.
Here,
I picked Eagles.
I did the homework.
I picked
On the road.
Ravens.
Oh, so
I
then you
picked
got that
Cowboys.
one wrong because you picked the Ravens.
No, I picked the Colts.
Oh, now you're changing
It
it?
was Colts. I remember all three of us having
Because I
Colts.
said he's the future of the league. I picked Cowboys, and I don't know who I picked for there.
I'm pretty sure you picked the Bears.
So see, I might only have one loss.
8 and 1, nice.
I got the official. Hold up a second here. I wrote down like everyone's wins, like everyone's games they picked, on this like notebook. 'Cause I was doing editing and stuff.
Wait, I don't know if I picked the Cowboys.
You
I
picked
don't
the
remember.
Cowboys.
I know I
think
drew
my-
out the
I'm
stat.
pretty sure. I think you threw picked the Cowboys. 'Cause I think I was the one who picked the Texans.
Yeah. You picked the Cowboys. You and me, boy.
Who did I lose?
You picked the Jets. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was the average week for me. Maybe got.
Oh, we picked Monday or
Monday night, yeah.
yeah. So we all won that
I
one.
got the Bears one wrong. I got the Cardinals and the Bengals wrong. 6 and 3. Now, watch me, you.
Yeah, I mean, we should have done Giants Falcons. Cause I definitely picked the Giants if we had done it, but decided not to.
I think I was trying to make us pick that one because
Yeah, I
I was
know.
trying to get another one in. And I think it was the Giants.
Yeah, it was that one. I was listening. I definitely would have picked the Giants. You
Well,
probably
we-
picked Falcons.
We did
No, I
nine.
think I picked the Giants.
You
Nine
didn't do
picks.
it, but
I picked the Giants.
I picked the Saints.
I picked the Saints.
I picked Cleveland.
I picked Cleveland.
I picked the Chargers.
I picked the Chargers too.
The
Yeah.
Steelers.
yeah.
Steelers.
The Toronto Raptors.
Toronto Raptors, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I picked that. No, let's see. I picked Bengals. I'm 0-1, 0-2, 1-2, 1-3.
You picked the Broncos?
Yeah, 2-3, 2-4, 2-5, 3-5. It's 8. What am I missing? Oh, Monday night. 3-5, 7, 4-5.
4 and 5, 6 and 3, 8 and 1.
Possibly.
Alright, I'm throwing
You picked the Bears, son.
I'm not 100% confident.
I'm for
on who I
sure
picked.
4-5.
I know Evan picked Panthers, and I know you picked the Bears.
I said way around. I think I was thinking the Panthers. Alright, here we go. Right here.
It was at home,
All three
right?
Bears. All three Bears.
Oh, we all picked the Bears, okay.
Okay, so here's a recap. Pack. Colts, Rams, Eagles, Texans, Cowboys, Broncos, Cardinals, Broncos,
All this
Seattle.
pointing is not helping.
Niners, Chiefs.
But I'm 6 and 3.
So Bengals, Patriots.
Bengals.
I was trying to think, but I
Patriots.
changed it. The Patriots, and then all three Bears.
Oh, we all
6
picked
and
the
3,
Bears.
son.
Yes, 2-1, 3-2, 3-2.
Lost.
Only 3 losses.
So
That puts me at 19
2 Mondo?
and 16.
I won.
just the Bears?
Yeah.
Look at Evan double checking.
Just only making sure. Okay.
He's bad.
He's like, no way.
Checks.
No way.
Okay. So Mondo, get it going there. So we put.
I should have been the same, but I didn't want to pick all the same picks as Mondo.
Oh, here we go.
So that's why I went stupidly against the Broncos and the Patriots, just because, I mean, competition, right?
13, so 13, 17, so.
I guess you could call it that, but at the end of the day, it's all about getting them W's.
If I don't win,
You can't disagree with the
I
W.
want you to
can
win.
you? You see what I'm saying?
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're all winning.
Or
Charlie
6 and
Sheen.
I'm 6-3, so that means I'm 19 and 16.
Charlie Sheen, we're all winning. I'm like,
I mean, there's no way Evan's gonna win because he has to pick the Rams. Every
No, not
week.
every week. No, I don't. I
I
just.
started to come to reality now.
No, there's part of me that said, Eagles might come off a little sluggish after a tough game last week and might do it. And Rams almost came back and won.
Yeah.
So,
The
We watched
Eagles.
the end of that game.
The Eagles are a pathetic
Pettis-
4-1 team.
Pettis dropped two big catches.
On the game winning drive.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Wow. My teams both should have came back and won, but both
Cut
won
'em.
lost.
Cut him.
One he had possession all the way to the floor, but then the Eagles guy slept.
First off, the Rams took a lesson from the Cowboys when they came back on them.
Yeah, they learned it.
And then
For
second off,
save it for the
yeah.
podcast.
Same part.
well, the podcast has been going for
Yeah, but
6 minutes.
Oh, it has
I'm
started.
gonna edit that part out. so-
No.
Yeah.
This is gold.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you kidding
All
me?
right, let's keep going. then.
All right, who's on this podcast? Well, the Chalmers
So welcome
is.
to the podcast. We have the Chalmers. We have Minamando,
Interrupt me like that.
and then we have the 27.
I was supposed to lead this week, but it's too late.
Too
so-
late. All right. Too late.
All right, what's the first topic, guys?
First topic. I don't know. We do first topics.
We did a lot of picks, yeah.
We did have a lot of picks.
Well, I'm pretty sure they've already heard all our picks because we've been
Like-
arguing for 6 minutes.
Let's talk about some of these, okay? Last time, Andy brought up the 8-0 Broncos, and I was glad he did because to me, that's what the Bengals are looking like.
Except for they're not 8-0.
Except they only made it through 3 games undefeated.
Hey, I'm just saying, you guys picked them. A lot of people.
Undefeated teams. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
That
you
is
usually got
crazy.
the teams going in about halfway through. Anyways.
But great teams don't lose twice in a row. And,
No, Patriots just lose every other
Patriots.
game. So this
well,
week,
either ways, they never have 2 losses
ooh,
in
that,
a row.
that sleeper pick this week, picking between the Patriots game, see if they're gonna lose or not. Because that's
I
what
don't
they're,
even
that's,
know who
that's
they're
what they're
playing
on. I
this
don't
week.
either, but that's what they're on right now.
That's
But-
why we got this iPad.
Help
The
us with
almighty iPad.
and then help us with the.
Let's talk about the Jets fans who were chanting "We want Vic," and basically
And
had
they
a-
got Vic.
Yeah, they
And
did,
then-
and I think he had one more completion
No, did
than
I'll,
Geno Smith.
did Gino have no completions? Because
Completion.
Vic had 1 for 11.
I think if I saw the stats correct, Geno Smith had 3 completions.
I'm pretty sure Vic had 1 for 11.
I'm pretty
No,
sure total both of them had 74 yards passing.
No, yeah, it's on seven completions.
Oh, okay.
Because I think Vic had 4 and Geno had 3.
Maybe he helped himself out since last time I saw it. He's 8 for 19.
Oh,
He had 4 more completions.
Maybe it's not the quarterback. Maybe it's just the rest of the
The whole
offense.
team.
hey, somebody made up a great point on how what's the guy Rex Ryan, right?
Yeah, that's Rex Ryan.
That he inherited a very, very good team.
Yeah, made
when
it
he-
bad.
Yeah, made by Mangini. And then I thought to myself, that's very true. So basically, when they said that, first person came to mind, Coach Rhodes with the wrestling team. Because he inherited Brock Smith.
He did.
Shout out Brock Smith.
No one's
Landon,
going to know what we're talking about.
Yeah, Landon Franklin.
During
Shout out.
wrestling.
Matt Benavidez, the cat. Shout out.
Kyle Kelly?
What was it?
No, it's not.
No? Okay.
Oh shoot. There's
Sorry,
another
Kyle
guy. I don't
Kelly.
remember what his name is.
So I can't make the cut.
Oh, on the team?
Yeah.
Was there?
Point
He's
is,
good.
he got a lot of good
Yeah.
wrestlers that
Anyways,
went off
yeah.
to do more good things.
Point is, that's not true because Rex Ryan drafted Mark Sanchez, son.
Yeah, but everyone else. There's a reason Mark Sanchez can give him the championship. Because the rest of the team was in place but Mark Sanchez.
Shout out to Mark Sanchez.
Well,
Yeah, Blue Big
actually,
Philly.
again, what we learned is the Ryans, terrible defensive coordinators slash coaches.
Actually, I think Rex is a good defensive coordinator. However, I don't think he should be a head coach.
I mean, if you look at the score 31-0, my point exactly.
yeah, but I mean, look what the offense is giving him.
We're talking about Philip Rivers, though.
Hey, they got Eric Decker.
Yeah, over.
I don't think he played this game. I think he's battling a groin
They got
injury.
Chris
No,
Johnson.
I really think Todd Pass, probably.
Maybe
Yeah, he didn't play.
'Cause-
He was out this game.
I thought he had that one. Oh no, it's a 0 for 0. Never mind. I was thinking he was the one that went deep on that one play where Gino threw it on that. We're watching TV and it was like way over his head.
Maybe the Jets are just becoming the Raiders.
Jets and Raiders.
That's hard to do.
Looks like it though.
Well, just remember the Jets beat the Raiders. They still have the one up on them.
That's right.
Let's see. Couple of
So just not yet.
Yeah.
In due time.
Cal Oren. Want to give a shout out to you. Taking Buffalo Bills to the promised land.
Tebow's coming
Shout out to Detroit Lions. They're gonna pick up Matt Prater.
because Broncos cut him and Alex Henry let down Cornhuskers by missing 3 field goals. Total bust in the NFL. He was legit in college and then came pros and
He's actually
couldn't get done.
decent for a while, and
He
then
couldn't get done. He missed 2 field goals.
He looks
Really?
like a 17-year-old kid out there in an NFL pro uniform.
He's acting like it, being busted.
Yeah, do you see that kick? That
I
was
didn't want to see
horrible.
any of them.
That was-
I saw they got cut yesterday. I was like,
oh, yeah, I would cut him too.
3 field goals.
Let's talk about the Cowboys win.
Boy, it's
Cowboys are 4-1. Evan, I guess, is a shocker to you.
He is a shocker.
It's not to me.
Every week's a shocker.
a couple of plays that I watched. I was shocked at because Tony
Like when-
Romo he spun out of a J.J. Watt sack.
And threw a touchdown on that same play.
And then another play, he chucked it up, and boy, if you saw it, it's like, what's this guy doing? This
Came
probably
out-
an interception.
Like an 80-degree angle, but then you forget, we got Dez Bryant, top 3 wide receiver.
This Bryant, yeah.
Jump ball extraordinaire.
And then, of course, we got DeMarco dominating the run game. He did have a fumble.
But
But I guess,
DeMarco concerns me.
how many fumbles was that? Was that his
That's
fourth or
his
fifth?
fourth fumble.
That was his
and
fourth
all
fumble.
lost.
And
Yeah,
I
but-
did not know he fumbled that much.
yeah, every game he kind of fumbles.
And the rate he's going to have the most carries in NFL history by the end of the season.
Most yards, touchdowns, and
Yeah.
fumbles.
So,
Basically, go for the greatest running back year ever.
DeMarco, he's kind of concerning me because I was a big fan of him in college because he's on Oklahoma and he had an injury-plagued collegiate career.
Only
And so far, pro career too. So
You know,
It's concerning.
He reminds me of a McFadden 2.0 because they're dangerous when they're healthy, but he's 2.0 because he's healthier,
they can't throw the
but
ball.
then they're going to get hurt. You see what I'm saying?
But
he stays healthy longer than
the
McFadden.
thing-
thing
throw the ball.
DeMarco Murray has that outgains him,
More than 4 wins in his career.
and along with Clay Matthews, is they train MMA style. DeMarco Murray's a big trainer in MMA.
That's why he gets hurt so much.
Or that's why he's going to be healthy from now on.
Well, that's true. We don't know how long he's been training. Well, I'll tell you one thing, though. If you put him and Herschel Walker in the ring, you best believe I'm picking Herschel Walker.
Pick Murray.
Oh, boy. What's 9 plus 10?
All
Herschel
right.
Walker's just...
So it's Cowboys fans though, because any other time they'll complain,
9
But the
plus
moment-
10 is 19.
but the moment they start winning, all of a sudden they're complaining about how they're winning. Cowboy fans are never happy. Yeah, I went there. Happy.
I mean, Cowboy fans are just like any other fan, except for we're the most hated team in America.
I don't know about that.
So everything is going
Nah,
to be
the
talked up or
Patriots.
down. No,
I don't hate
Cowboys.
the Patriots.
People are tired.
Cowboys are the most
Notice
hated.
people hate the.
You either love or hate the
The
Cowboys.
reason you hate the Cowboys is because every year they talk about playoffs. Every year people talk about how good they are.
Every year? Okay, let's talk about every year. 5 Super Bowls, son.
Yeah. Okay. When was the last one?
It was 95.
Well, there's been a lot of years in between that.
Well,
Almost
you
20.
said every year.
I'm just saying, every year since then too. There's gotta be a point where you say, "Hey,
Hey, we went 13-3 in 2008. To baby.
yeah, the T.O.
Shout out to T.O.
Yeah, and T.O. almost made one of the great Super Bowl comebacks ever when he came back with the Eagles. Barely came off injury. They
And
played
then
Super
he's
Bowl,
like-
and the rest of the team sucked.
Fuck Donovan McNabb. I'm going to play for the Cowboys.
Yeah, kind of like
Rest
Deshaun
is
Jackson now.
history.
Except the Redskins aren't doing anything with him.
I was reading an article today about Peyton Manning. And so when he was with the Colts, he also had 4 touchdown passes to another Hall of Famer by the name of Marshall Faulk before he got traded off. With the picks they got from them, people thought that they were going to pick Ricky Williams, but of course we all know what happened there. And
Ricky.
instead, they went with they got Andrew and James. I'm like, man, that's some crazy stuff right there. And then I figured that Larry Fitzgerald and Wes Walker were in the same draft too, and I'm like,
Really?
I didn't know that. Well, would have been in the same draft because Wes was undrafted.
Oh,
Yeah.
Same year they came in.
same draft year.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, that's crazy.
Man,
You just blew my mind.
you know what's crazy?
Yeah. Oh, and Wes is about to have most receptions by an undrafted rookie, or not undrafted rookie, undrafted player. But of course, I gotta give a shout out to one of the main mans who made being undrafted cool, Rod Smith.
All right, and another point with Peyton Manning that no one's talking about. Everyone's always talking about LeBron James' hairline receding. What about Peyton Manning's forehead? That thing's getting bigger every year.
He doesn't deny it
So
though.
I don't know what you've been looking at, but son, that fool can't even find a helmet to fit his head. You watch him take his
Exactly.
helmet off. I'm scared because he could tear a shoulder ligament. He could.
His
he-
head
he
is
injured
turning
himself.
into a thumb every year. I mean,
So there's only one person that I could say has a big head as him, and that's Cruz Casillas. Because the biggest helmet we had, Cruz had trouble. He had to squish the ear pads just to fit the sucker on him. I'm like, that's
Cruz
Peyton Manning.
Casillas, a childhood friend of Armando Chavez.
Yeah, accomplice.
Cruz, I think, though, half his head is his hair, right?
That's very true.
Yeah, Peyton Manning is not. Peyton Manning's just
Because if you take a picture, put their heads together, Cruz's is gonna look like make Peyton's look a lot smarter than
all right.
what
So,
it is.
but the difference between Peyton and LeBron is Peyton just shows up, puts a helmet on, knows people are gonna see it. LeBron tries to put a headband on to cover it up. You know, he has that one that's as
Yeah.
wide as
And then 1 week he has hair, next week it's gone.
just for appearance. He has
Guys,
hair.
It's a sweatband. It's to stop the sweat from dripping down. You
He
know?
could put it on his forehead, have this and
I
no
think
space.
it might be like to stop the hairspray or whatever it is
Stop the hair from receding. So you can't wear it all the time.
from leaking out.
Shout out to LeBron.
Yeah, I don't know why. I still don't know why he had hair that one day.
That was weird, but you know, it was a public event. You know, he had to show up, look good.
Is he
Yeah.
gonna put one on every time? Is he gonna put it on every time he goes out?
I think you should just wear a hat from now on.
Yeah, be one of those guys.
Like my boy Eric Haskell,
Oh yeah, bud.
Shout out to Eric Haskell.
childhood friend.
That's I see. I don't know LeBron. Because it was like next day or 2 days later he was at practice and he had like the little, I don't even know what you call that, little mountain valley.
A little fact: LeBron's first shot with the Cavs, swish.
Little LeBron's first shot, or Kobe's first comeback shot was airball. So in case you're wondering, I saw the thing yesterday, but he did do pretty well. 'Cause Kobe came back last night. In case you guys are wondering,
Dang, so that's the difference.
his first preseason game and
Yeah,
or
but there's
his first
difference
game
though. LeBron's not coming off injury.
Yeah.
Kobe
I
is.
What
know.
was Kobe's injury that he's coming off of?
Well,
Ankle or something like
it was like
that.
something like ankle or something. I think he's just kind of basically getting healthy after getting beat up for so many years. I think he just basically took the year off.
I think we're gonna see it more of a Kobe that is more like stand and shoot Ray Allen style.
I don't know.
I don't think
Because I mean, just watching the highlights, he still got the fadeaway looking pretty smooth. I know it was just rain for him, but Kobe said he could do anything out there. Take it easy. So,
Yeah, it was preseason game though.
yeah, people say that, but the fact that Kobe's out there
we'll
getting
wait
minutes.
when playoff time comes, and then that's when we'll see where he's at. Because
Do you prefer the number 8 Kobe or the number 24 Kobe?
I gotta prefer.
I don't know.
I'm not a Lakers fan, but I prefer number 8 Kobe. Because that fro he used to have back in the day made him look cool.
It's hard because
Plus, he played with Shaq with
I mean,
number 8.
you see some of years out. I like number 24 better than 8, but not the actual
Me
player.
too.
Not the player.
I agree.
Because, like, I mean, it
Because-
depends which one you want. The more mature Kobe, it's like the upper age. The one now where he's like, no one could stop him at all, that was 8. I mean, once he got going,
Because
'Cause A had the years where-
somebody could stop him, and he couldn't stop somebody, and that, my friend, was Allen Iverson. Shout out to Allen
Iverson couldn't stop him.
yeah.
There's a
Yeah, he could.
mutual thing of neither one can stop each other.
Hey, if Shaq wasn't on the Lakers, you best believe 76ers would have swept the Lakers on that.
It's because you can go through the easy Eastern Conference doesn't mean you
Oh,
can come
okay.
step up to the big
Okay.
boys in the West.
How many points did he drop on you guys on one game?
It's Allen Iverson he dropped a bunch on everyone.
Right.
I've seen plenty of games where people go off on Lakers and so many victories. But
24 Kobe. Yeah.
the 8 Kobe had the 81-point game. That was one of the best games I've seen. And then like that year he scored like all the time, like 05, 06, like with the 81, and he had the 63 and 3/4 or whatever.
But do you know why he changed his number?
Well, better than MJ.
No, he changed it because the number 8
Champ
Kobe
Bailey.
was a rapist. So he had to get away from that. So he became the number 24 Kobe.
I had a roommate back when I was freshman in college.
No,
When we talked, we
no. You know what I think it was? You're on to it. But the 8 stood for the $8 million he spent on his wife's ring. And then the 24 is the $24 million he spent on that big old Rocky got her after he raped that innocent white girl in Colorado.
I don't know about the rape first of all. From the rape, obviously if it was rape, we got caught.
Oh, he
And there's
did.
a theory that Kobe is kind of in the same Jay-Z mindset. Like he's God because you got the 3-6 and then the 3-7. So Kobe wants to be the 3-8, which is 24. So there's that theory too.
What, 6 times 3?
18. Peyton Manning.
Yeah, he's Illuminati too.
Forehead.
All right,
So
but
no,
enough
so-
about the
So my roommate, he always every time we talk about Kobe and Kobe be dominating, the league and stuff. His only defense was Kobe raped someone. That's all he ever said. That's all his defense. It makes no sense. I feel
That's
like,
all you need.
I feel like Kobe just did work. He's like,
Yeah, he did
Yeah,
work
well-
on that innocent
no,
hotel
it
employee.
wouldn't even be that. It'd be just like, yeah, but he raped someone. What? No. That's,
Just reminded me what I was going to tell you, and I decided to save it for the
Oh, yeah,
podcast. I learned some very disturbing, hurtful, painful news today.
Not shocking to me
Not shocking to Mondo,
due to the history of the show.
but I don't think it has anything to do with it. But,
that homeless man? Yeah, it does.
you know, Seven Heaven, the dad.
in the 7-7 show,
Yeah,
kinda.
the
little bit.
Dee and Dennis's dad, and Always Sunny, the white guy with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he's a molester too.
In real life?
Yeah.
Dang, think
In
of
real
He
life?
admitted it.
and
3 underage girls.
think he's been around children a long time.
Yeah, he's 7 heaven. Jessica Biel
Dang,
came
so
from
they
that
could have
show.
been a
Just-
lot more.
Jessica Biel.
So that really.
So is that
tore me
is that
up
what you're
this morning?
you're predicting me right now? That Jessica Biel's gonna come out and say she was a victim?
No,
Yeah.
Oh,
She-
okay.
she
okay,
admitted
okay.
that.
maybe I don't know, but
No,
That's
she's
not your
too
prediction.
big to admit that she was.
yeah, she is too big for that. But yeah. So kind of sad for Dean Dennis, you know?
Oh, side
Grown
note,
up.
he's a huge fan of Kobe.
Yeah, he is a big fan of Kobe.
So I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Prefers the number 8 Kobe.
Wonder why? Wonder why? Stupid man. Well, I feel bad. I guess yeah. And Dean about Dennis growing up in that household.
Ah,
Hey, you know what this means? A replacement dad, Charlie Sheen.
they already have replacement.
It's called
dad
Danny
on the
DeVito.
show. Danny DeVito.
And like we said last time, mess around with Danny DeVito.
Rumham.
Oh man.
Let's see.
Always Sunny. Spy Note comes out in January.
So that means that the season 4 come out on Netflix.
About time. It
Watch
needs to
that
be.
all day.
Yeah, I know. I can't
I
wait.
think Monda's going to join in.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. 3 of us.
What?
Oh, whole house
Always
even.
Sunny.
Whole house.
Whole house.
Ooh.
I don't know. Alicia
Even
won't like it.
Hampton and Alicia.
Well,
Alicia-
Alicia did like the dude in Horrible Bosses, but
Yeah, Charlie Day's. That's exactly
Charlie
how
Day is like half the show.
he's. It's like
And then Danny's like half, and then I can't even say that.
the fourth.
but-
It's like it's a half. Charlie's a half. Danny's a fourth, and the rest of them kind of fit in,
Yeah.
which is good still. It's like a great show. I know. I want to see that. There's so many good episodes I think I missed because I haven't watched the latest season.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped. That Workaholics would come back. That's gonna be
I
TV
still gotta
paradise.
catch up on South Park.
You haven't watched any yet?
Game of Thrones
Oh,
come
yeah.
back in April. Shout out to Jon
Ooh.
Snow, the one and only bastard.
Arya.
Arya.
So wait. So there's 2 South Parks and you haven't seen either one,
Oh.
right? There's only 2. I watched this. I watched that one.
Well, another one comes out tomorrow.
Yeah. But I
Haven't
watched the
watched any of
one.
them.
They're pretty funny. Second one's about gluten.
Gluten free.
Like how
Gluten.
everyone's for that craze.
Yeah.
And like a big, it like compares with Ebola. It's
You
pretty
know,
funny.
since I watched the movie with Bondo, This Is the End, the other day, where he
Yeah.
talks about like, oh yeah, I'm gluten free. I've been hearing gluten like
All
all
the time.
over.
Well, one of my favorite parts is like, no, I'm gluten. I can't do that. And next thing another driving, he's eating the burger. He's like, you're so right. This is so good.
And this is what we were talking about. When I first went into that movie, I was looking more along the lines that James Franco was to have a way bigger role than he did.
It's his house, his party.
Yeah, no, not even that. Like leading up to the movie, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
And so that's when I watched it, I was kind of like a little disappointed in it because I expected so much more. But then the second time around, I'm like, okay, he's not the main character, and I got that out of my mindset, and it was such a better movie, and it allowed me to enjoy it.
It's a good movie. The ending, it's kind of I like the plot at the end, kind of. It's kind of way it falls, but it is funny throughout the whole movie. Just the stuff they say together.
It was a lot funnier the second time watching it through. It was a lot funnier.
It is. I mean, it is a funny movie. Cause
My favorite one-liner obviously came from my boy James Franco,
Yeah.
and it's when Danny McBride, aka Jordan McBride, is in the house and they're all discussing, about the food thing.
Yeah.
Because this is when he's like drinking excessive water and stuff like
Is
that.
that right when he wakes up and he comes out of the tub?
No,
No.
not that part. And so they're arguing, and then he's like, "The motherfucker's gained weight since he's been here," and that was so funny because it's like they have no food, but he gained weight while he was there. It was
Oh shoot, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
movie.
They set that pile of food and go to bed.
it was too funny.
It's a good movie. I'm glad you guys like. Cause mine the first time he's like, yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, the
funny
first
parts, but
time I thought it was just okay.
I thought it was fun. I was
It
like,
had funny parts, but the second time
we
through,
watched the bootleg version in Nepal. So you buy it,
it was funny.
and I was like, this is funny. I don't know what he's talking about.
No,
And so I
yeah,
was like,
but I just because I was okay with the fact that James wasn't, didn't have a bigger role.
Yeah, I didn't expect Jay Baruchel or whatever
Yeah,
his name is
Baruchel.
to really be the main character.
yeah, he was like, he was kind of focused because like
Yeah.
him and how much of a busted Jonah Hill was.
Joe Hill is hilarious in that movie.
He's like, he's just trying to be the best teammate he can be, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole movie, like, you kind of want to punch him because he was being too nice. He didn't see Jay didn't like it. Oh my gosh, freaking. Oh, Jay, you okay?
So what do you really think about Jonah's performance in the movie?
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't matter. Brings me to my next point. Guess who was on Monday Night Raw last night?
The Rock.
The Rock was on, son. And let me tell you, man, whenever he's on Raw, that's like I'm like 10 years old again. I'll laugh at everything he says, and I
Why did he
get into
come
character.
back?
He came back to beat some jabroni's ass. That's why.
So he must have a movie coming out pretty soon.
It's the only time he does.
I don't know. He came back. What's that Russian dude? He's that big old Russian dude now, and he had
I
was
don't
with
know
that
his
blonde
name.
lady. But you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, let's call him Russian.
Well, he
dude.
came and like it was in Brooklyn,
Ooh, the BK.
and so he's just like did his thing finally and all that other stuff.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, oh, that happened too, and he did that too. And basically, he's just like telling these guys like, we don't hate you because you guys are representing Russia. We hate you because you guys are a bunch of international a-holes. And then the crowds are all assholes. Assholes is funny. And then he's like, I had to come to Brooklyn because I had to give a farewell to the captain. And then so everybody started chanting the Derek Jeter chant, and
That's good stuff.
it was I was like so
Wow.
happy. And
One thing with wrestling, I've realized, next to porn, I would say wrestling is like the most racist and can get away with just things that you can't get away in society.
that's true. Stephen A is number 3.
Stephen A.
Just because there's a lot of like racism and stereotypes in wrestling. And it's all fine and just, it's normal.
Yeah, but I mean, he called the blonde
Rusev.
chick a Rusev. Yeah, Rusev. And the
you go.
blonde chick, he's like, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, but you look like a street hooker or something like that. And it was just
Want
so
a taste
funny.
of the Rock strudel?
I don't think he said that. I
Oh,
think
he
that
had
would have
to
gone
say
too
that.
far.
He always says that.
But it was funny though.
So
And,
apparently speaking of Russian, apparently last week, the WWE or WF whatever, WE is now, they got in trouble for something with the Russian, like for disrespecting like a Russian flag
Yeah.
last week, and so
oh well,
like-
you go like what The Rock did.
oh, so they're coming out, they're talking about how it's kind of like a breakdown of last night's. You would have missed it because it probably happened. It was right before The Rock came out. I don't know if you would have found it, but it was talking about. This is what Lana said. They're having a segment together. Said today is Vladimir Putin's birthday, so yesterday she told everyone to get to their feet and pay respect to Rusev. She said that there will be no match tonight with the Big Show because Show was suspended for desecrating the Russian flag, and he should be in person just like the fans or prison. She said that by supporting him, the fans are committing a hate crime. Rusev spoke in Russian at first. He said that America is nothing, and Big Show is afraid of him. He told Big Show to come on down so he could crush him. He called him just a coward, just like the fans. He's talking a lot of smack.
Yeah, you ain't talk about the people's champ. It's people like that.
Yeah, that's wrestling for
That's
you.
why
Yeah,
The
there
Rock
you
had to
go.
show up. He's like, my people's senses are tingling, and so of course, you ain't gonna let somebody talk about the people's champs, peoples like that. So.
This is the most compelling story of having The Rock and the name Derek Jeter in the same situation since the other guys.
That's very true. Two iconic figures, and
That's probably why he gave him the shout out.
Yeah,
This is the inside joke in there.
yeah, I know.
but it was great, man. I couldn't
Same
change the TV. Alicia hates watching it, but I made her watch it, and
Wow, Alicia watched it.
yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could have been there.
That'd be cool. It's about us sleeping.
Oh man, it was so funny though, The Rock. And then she's like, "Why does he talk about himself in the third form?" I was about to slap her upside her head. I was like, "You don't know who The Rock is?" So I started talking about me in the third form. It's like Armando came into this room to watch WWE Raw and see The Rock on TV, and Armando's liking it right now, and you gotta go and do that. And then she's just like, "You better stop talking that."
That's how you know when someone's important, when they're talking to themselves in the third person.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but nobody else can do it like The Rock does.
I'm pretty sure I've never heard Kanye speak out of the third person.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, I when I was a kid, I used to do it. Like, just, I don't know why. I just started doing it.
I always try to do the eyebrow thing, but I could never do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's gone down a little bit. Was able to do it, but now I gotta try to focus more on the.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I could.
I really can't do it.
I used to be able to do it.
I mean, a long time ago, I've seen it a long time since I was a kid. Little kid, you'd be sitting down on the screen, staring at the screen. Have there been one of those shows where they had like a camera behind the screen of you trying to do what The Rock was doing? I mean, there have been some ridiculous faces on the world or the web. Rock. Shout out to The Rock if you're
Yeah, shout out
if you're listening when they come on the show. Let us know. We'll
My
figure
boy,
something
hook
out.
us up with a movie role and something.
Yeah, Tooth Fairy 2. Oh shoot.
What other topics do we got?
Well, I mean,
AP. Well,
we have,
would you
we
bring
have
that
a
one
lot.
up?
Well,
Well, we shouldn't talk about the AP thing because it's not true.
Well,
obviously.
I mean, I've heard a lot of things. I read a lot of articles talking.
Mondo told me a little something. I'm just like, I don't believe it.
What did he tell you? Let me know.
He took money out of his charity to have an orgy.
Apparently, the rumor is he used money from his thing, and maybe people are like, well, maybe that's the only card he had on him, and he paid it back. But he used money from his account, from that charity account, to pay for like this hotel orgy.
Well, it's his money, right?
And the first thing, AP probably shouldn't have to pay. They should be paying him. But besides the point.
Good point.
Besides the point, he paid
Well,
regardless.
that's the quality
another crime.
of women, I guess.
That's the crime.
Well, he had to pay. It would have been a crime if he did it for free.
Yeah, he had
Show support.
who knows, Who knows?
But that's what I mean. So he had that. I'm trying to think what else. He talked about apparently a rape allegation. Talked about him being like, when he talked about different kids, he has a different mother for each one.
But hey, he still ain't no Antonio Cromartie.
Shout out to Antonio Cromartie, a.k.a. Demarius Thomas's buddy.
How much is Cromartie?
He has 9 baby mamas and 11 kids, I think.
Something like that.
Dang, that's freaking crazy. Something the way.
So he's going to be playing until he's 40.
He has to. he got no choice.
Just to pay for all that.
Shout out to Antonio Cromartie's kids. Oh, how many of you are out there?
All right.
Little quick side note while Evan's looking up some information. Uncle Snoop is hosting the BET Awards. Let me tell you something.
Has he before?
Yeah, but this is the time he's going as Uncle Snoop.
Ooh, name change again. I like
changing
it.
Uncle Snoop. Oh, I watched a documentary about Tupac and Biggie's murderers.
Yeah.
And then they actually were the first people to interview Suge Knight in prison. Is like his very first interview while in prison. And so basically he was saying is that Snoop Dogg is a snitch. Because
Yeah, I heard that.
Because he said the street people know why. Because apparently if a rapper gets in so many altercations with the law but is always being found innocent is because they're giving them inside intel and snitching people out. Mm-hmm. And that's why Snoop Dogg was let go of all those... he was in that murder thing, and so all that stuff, and then he's like, I'm in here because I ain't no snitch. Which basically he's admitting that he knew and knows who or what organization set up the killings, and then I'm like, well, you know what?
Well, I watched The Wash the other day. It was an alright movie.
Snoop Dogg, hey, shout out to Snoop Dogg.
Eminem was in that movie too. That was kind of crazy. Didn't know he'd be in that. Dr. Dre, on the other hand, though, man, he's a baller.
Yeah.
No?
There's a reason.
All right, good talk.
There's a reason how he got to where he is. He didn't just get there by falling.
What I mean by baller
Like,
is he's not in the front lines all the time. He's producing music constantly. Yeah. Then he creates beats.
Which now the NFL bans players from wearing beats.
Why?
That's stupid.
Before game, during interviews, and also stuff because they have a contract with Bose or Boss or whatever the hell that is.
Oh, that's for all the coaches.
So it's the same idea where they don't want RG3 wearing Adidas stuff. So like Colin Kaepernick, he can't be rolling up with the Beats on because he'll get hit with a fine or something.
Yeah. Anyways, if you get caught with wearing Beats, you're gonna get in trouble.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
And then the Beats, one of the executives was like,
but that's America,
Yeah, they're like, people don't understand how influential music is on players before games, and if they want to use the Beats headphones to supply them with that, then they should be able to.
Yeah, I don't think they have a right to say what kind of headphones you can wear.
Yeah, I know, it's like
just because you have a sponsor.
You know what? If
right.
I was in NFL and I know a lot of players are going to do, they're still going to wear Beats anyways. I imagine Marshawn's going to wear Beats. He's all about that action, boss. No, but Marshawn, always does whatever he's told not to do, so he's going to wear them Beats.
Yeah, if NFL got sponsored by Mike and Ike's, he's still going to eat Skittles.
Yeah, he's still going to eat Skittles.
You ain't going to stop him.
All right, so here's what I got, AP. So the orgy, also not only was it paid for by his...
Does it name the women in the orgy?
All 40.
Apparently there's a
I want to know their names.
30 what?
Apparently there's a 38-page police report on it.
Holy shit.
Like, I don't know. Like,
That's serious.
It's the only thing I've heard about it, but...
Was this before or after he beat his kid?
Probably before.
In between, probably. It's just like, this is supposed to happen like...
Happened last week.
It's supposed to happen it's happened like a couple years ago. I don't know why it's coming up. So I don't know, that's a part I'm fishy about, I was doing quotation marks, but I was kind of fishy they came up so Well,
that's what the media does when someone's down.
holds it up and then
They
waits.
make sure they
for that
beat
moment.
them down.
It probably happened during that year when he was getting all those yards. That's probably why.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah,
okay, we
yeah.
can
On
share
the
it.
side note, when players get in trouble, they are not supposed to call the police or talk with the police. They have to call the team first because some teams have policemen that work with them. And I'm like, that's very true.
that would
That's
go-
very smart.
That will go good with something about Roger Goodell I found in the paper on Friday about all these cases. Oh, we'll get that in a second. But
I don't even want to waste my breath on Roger
no,
Goodell.
it's something interesting. I know you don't think about a whole lot.
People's elbow.
So all right, so there's that the orgy. And apparently, rumor has it that he invited his younger brother in to
How
join
young
him.
was his
Underage.
Ooh, well, there you go, man. Props to him.
17, maybe?
I don't know. So maybe that's not
Like if it's 12, then yeah, I can
Maybe
see
that's
I
the
was
rape
wrong.
charge?
But it's
I don't know.
17 then.
because he's involved in that. But so there's that. There's also things talking about how his foundation said they gave all these funds to different places, but like different places never registered having them or that big of a donation. One of them was like I remember one of them being in Texas and saying they never got anything from him, and then the only ones that helped him were the Cowboys. And she asked if he was
The
on the
Cowboys.
Cowboys because she had no idea about football players, so she never heard about him have money there. Most of them never heard of it, but he all his reports say they donated money there to these places.
So the knight in shining armor turns out to be the Cowboys.
Yeah, more of the story.
That's all I got
Cowboys
from
are
this
doing more than
story.
you think.
There you go.
So those are
Jerry
just
Jones.
those are some of the things besides the cases for child abuse and then the rape charge and so basically you go and reach your hand to a basket of crimes and he just basically committed all of them some part in his life.
Was the orgy a crime? Because if they had cameras hooked up, who knows?
Yeah, I have to send that tape to Goodell. It'll be a couple months later if he watches it, but
Yeah, right. He'll
No,
watch it first night.
day
and then
one.
Claims he's never seen it before. They make copies, and I've never seen this tape.
he's like, I never saw this tape. Hey, we got some new merch in the back if you guys want to check it out. So, all these things are coming up. I think the biggest thing about the orgy is the fact that they're saying to use charity funds.
Well, I guess it's safe to assume AP's not playing this year.
He may not. If these things all find out to be true, it may be a couple years before he gets off the exempt list.
Who knows?
He might have to go to Canada for a couple
He
years.
has a good career. I mean, he can put up some.
But it's okay because Warren Moon was in Canada for a while, so
And Kurt Warner.
a couple of Hall of Famers. So
Well, we don't know about Kurt Warner yet.
He'll be good.
he'll be a Hall of Famer eventually. Not first ballot.
I
Ha-
think
have 5 good seasons.
I think
I don't know.
he has the
Makes
hype.
Hall of Famer.
we're behind him though.
But
So I think all right. So what I was talking about with Goodell is there's paper in here talking about there's a bunch of cases of Goodell of like domestic violence that just went like unpunished. Like he had evidence and stuff, but he just didn't punish them. So the 16. Let's see. They looked at 50 domestic cases under Goodell, domestic violence. Said that in 16 of them there was no suspensions. 14 of them in the league, the players for 1 game, maybe 2, and then 15 were just released, like not re-signed by a team. I don't know if that adds up to 6 or 50 or not, but it was giving an idea as I was reading about like how the league has done like nothing for domestic violence, and so like the fact that this latest case,
but
like,
they fixed
brought the
it
light-
now. So
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's kind of
But,
like
I mean-
this saying where it's like, learn from your mistakes, don't live in the past, move on. But how can you do that when everybody's just bringing up
But
the
same
past?
time, at the same time though, Goodell, he thought he's finally in passing. He put these places, paid to, do whatever. People, read articles like this, articles get published like this. People are gonna be like, and then he did this, he didn't do this. Let's fire him still. It's gonna come back at him
But
because
it's like
all other people.
when we were watching the Sean Taylor and they had the guy that shot him basically,
Yeah.
and they showed him and was apologizing, and then it showed his cousins like,
Hey, cuz.
I was gonna forgive him, but then he couldn't look us in the eyes, and it didn't feel sincere when he apologized. So then I decided I'm not gonna forgive him. So I think it's what Roger Goodell is like. He's
Because Roger
apologizing.
Goodell's murdered so many people.
So many wives abusive. I mean, he's allowed it. So basically, what I'm getting to is that Goodell's apologizing for it, even though he knew that he messed up by letting it go on, by giving out these little suspensions.
I'm saying, all right, Roger Goodell gets fired, new guy comes in. 5 years from now, it's going to be a whole nother thing. that
Goodell?
He let go because there wasn't a policy in place at the time, but now there is. But because he didn't have one when he started or whatever, that now he,
Goodell put more policies in place about illegal hits than he did about illegal hits on women.
He's just not consistent. And so the thing I've mentioned already is that if they bring a new guy in, of course, he's going to clap down on everything. But with Roger, he's inconsistent. He's going to allow the raise of the THC level to go up, but at the same time, he's giving out bigger punishments for domestic violence now. And it's like, well, THC shouldn't even be a problem here. Domestic violence should be a problem, and it should have been a bigger problem.
But how far does these go back?
Well, let's see. It gives a good list of different cases. You know.
Oh, 1897.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
I see a couple for 09, 08. So, you know, a couple years ago, 2010, 2011. I'm trying to see where I saw the other ones. You know, like he was talking about not just, you know, maybe him in the case, but like it talked about having how the back in the day with the Steelers when Harrison got in his little ordeal and they got back on the team or whatever. What's his name? When I don't remember what he did. He hit a girl or woman or something. Harrison and Dan Rooney kept him on the team, and then another player did something kind of the same, and they kicked him off the team.
So
but like, it was like
Roger Goodell's getting all the blame.
No, but it's like,
but then all the teams never did anything either. So why is Roger Goodell getting all the blame?
You have to be the top guy. You're the lead. You're the leader of all these people. You got to take a stand and say, hey, I don't care what you did.
Yeah,
This
it's
is what's
like
gonna
a
happen.
police commissioner and dirty cops.
So I don't see Obama getting all this. Obama's United States. Hey, Obama, why'd you let Roger Goodell do this?
Oh, that's a little different, son.
I don't know.
Goodell,
That's the way it seems
Goodell
to
is
be.
supposed to run the NFL. He's the commish. He runs it, you know. Obama's guys worried about
And
other
Obama
stuff.
runs the U.S.
Yeah, hey, they have federal laws. There's a reason they're federal laws. Marijuana.
So then why didn't
marijuana is
Obama
still,
hold Roger Goodell accountable to these laws?
it's not like
It's a
Obama
felony.
could just be like, hey, I'm going to throw you in prison
Hey,
because you didn't punish
I'm
these
just
guys.
bringing up the irony of what you guys are saying. I mean,
There's a.
So you're basically supporting domestic violence.
That's basically what I heard.
you guys are like the people that just watch way too much news and such and think you have to have an opinion on everything.
You tell me that Roger Goodell's consistent in everything that he does with punishments in the NFL.
I'm saying Roger Goodell, he's righting his wrongs. He's trying to move on. It's the NFL. It's not our business. Quit trying to make it our business.
He's admitting.
I feel
to
like
being-
we're wasting this podcast on Roger Goodell for how much time you guys want to spend on Roger Goodell. Well, I'm trying to just say, hey, it happened. Let's move on.
I'm saying for his sake, people are going to start bringing that back up on him. Like all people want him fired, all the protesters, whatever. This is just more fuel for the fire. And if they're trying to cook him, he's getting turned up.
Look, it's one thing you said to admit, you know, your wrongs and move forward. And he had his chance, but he continued to lie, and then he admitted to it. And that's where it really is like, how you can do that?
It's America. You're pretending like no one's ever lied before. People lie all
About
the time.
this?
Wait, people lie?
I don't know what you're talking about. But that's what I'm saying. Is like, you can't just...
You've never lied to try to get yourself out of trouble.
I've lied. I ain't
No.
saying that I never lied.
So then
But-
maybe we need to kick you out of this house for all the times you've lied. See, that's basically what you're saying.
That's...
I mean, that's basically what you're saying.
All right, Nate. All right, so next one.
I've lied.
Let's just get
I've lied.
off Roger Goodell.
Hey, I've lied for you, Andy, to a
Exactly.
cop's face.
Yeah.
Oh, so I should get thrown out the house, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to
Well,
help you out.
You're proving exactly the same point. Maybe
Roger Goodell is helping the cops out by
maybe
lying
he's
for them.
helping out one of his boys, you know?
Is this fantasy football players?
It's like, can't. Sorry, Agent Pearson. It's not my fancy league, so.
Yeah, that was a big hit on this
I
team.
was-
Hey, hold on. New rule with this podcast. No more bringing up Roger Goodell.
Hey.
This is getting
What
ridiculous.
if that something big happens, though? Like, if next thing you know, we go on the news tomorrow and says Goodell's fired. And you guys
Then we'll talk about it.
What if it's like Roger Goodell's allegations of him having been involved in a domestic violence case where he beat his wife?
Then we'll talk about
Then
it.
we're getting somewhere. All right. So it hasn't happened yet, but.
Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to pop up.
All right. Prediction. Mondo thinks that's going to happen.
All right.
I don't think it's going to
Because this podcast so far has been all sports, I just want to bring up something about Destiny.
Yes, I do want to bring up Destiny. I want to talk about because I heard you guys in first. Like, you finally jumped into the upper levels of Destiny because you finally got gear.
Well, I finally did get some gear. It took forever, a lot of grinding.
You got
but
exotic and
I guess
legendary.
they actually might be changing the raids and having matchmaking pretty soon.
Yeah,
So that
I was telling Mon.
Pretty cool. Matchmaking.
Matchmaking, like they put you with people, like when you do.
Oh,
a strike.
okay. Instead of having a goddamn
So maybe-
have 6 people.
So maybe
Yeah.
we'd have 3, and then a group of 3 join us, and
Because I think finally Destiny or Bungie's realizing to have 6 people around with the same console, same game that can play at the exact same time as you can be pretty hard.
that's because they found out no one wants to do.
They've seen a
clans.
lot of unemployment rates in America drop.
So I hope they do because we haven't even done a raid. We started one.
Well, we can jump in. But the only thing,
Yeah, we go right now. Hey, thank you. This is Jolly Friends podcast.
the thing
You're
is,
welcome.
they're worried about is people like being consistent. You know, if you get about halfway through and then someone quits on you, the other team
Yeah.
quits, and you're stuck in there.
Yeah, I think it should be like Madden. If you quit, then even if you don't pass it, then you should still get a little reward because
I think-
somebody
Or
quit.
like Call of Duty, where if someone quits, someone could take their spot.
Yeah, I would do
You know
something like
what I
that
mean?
because.
That'd be a little harder though, because that's like multiplayer.
You,
and-
you just
When
jump
it's
in. You're just
the
like,
most expensive game ever made, I think they can do things like that.
And it's still making money because
Yeah.
what is happening? There's going to be a DLC.
Well, there's 2 expansion packs that are out but not out. You know
Not
what
released.
I mean? Yeah, but like you can see them on Xbox.
yeah, well, that's probably
Live.
why when you got the $90 version, you got
Yeah.
both those in it. So that probably makes sense. So that'll be coming up soon. Did you hear the for this week? The update is they have the Iron Banner mode.
Yeah, I
And that's
read
the one where
something about it.
your gear matters. So like, if you have stronger guns and better armor, you're gonna do better in online.
Yeah, it's more of an online week. I
They
guess.
do have bounties. They do have new bounties, new weapons, and new shaders and stuff you can get from the guy. Like it's kind of like where you can get Crucible points, but it's like specific
But
to.
basically,
Banner.
I'd say a month in, it is kind of getting old now. Going to the same places, grinding it out. I think a lot of people, that's their biggest complaint, is the grinding. But it's like,
Doing the same strike 80
But
times.
That's what those games are, though.
you know what an MMO is, you know? It's just, for Destiny to be an MMO, the world's way too small
Yeah.
to be one.
So eventually, at some point,
I mean, the expansions, but so far they're releasing the new content, but it's nothing really new to the world. Just bounties.
I'm gonna
and stuff.
take a break next week.
Yeah, I actually started playing Forza, the free game
Yeah.
Mondo got. I've been
That's
playing
like
that.
was a free game like
Because the Xbox.
3 days after I got my Xbox.
Yes, yeah. Because Borderlands, the pre-sequel, comes out, and I'll jump back on the 360 a little bit
Yeah.
and play that. It comes out next Tuesday, and then maybe during the week I won't play it, but the following week, Monday and Tuesday, I have no class because of fall break. So you best believe I'm gonna be
Ooh, fall
like
break's
like
coming
two,
up.
so 2 weeks from today,
November?
it'll be the second. No,
Wait,
it's-
October.
yeah,
Fall breaks in October?
yeah. So
It is?
I'll be playing a little bit of that. So I need to beat the Borderlands or DLC that I have on the original. So you got achievements left in that one. So I have the first and second one, 100%ed. But
Yeah, I'm getting off Destiny for a while because I got on Destiny and got off the achievement grind, getting achievements.
yeah, then you focus back
so now
up.
I gotta get back on
Yeah, I
the
feel you. I've been-
achievements.
Getting a little.
But I've been recently really tempted just to buy a new game, just for whatever reason.
new games though.
Yeah, he got a couple games he can go get trade in and get UFC, but
Yeah, when
for some
Mon-
reason he doesn't want to.
What games do you have?
When Mondo, like, he went in my room and
Uh-huh.
got the This Is the End movie, and we started watching. He's like, "Hey,
Yeah,
a
'cause
lot of
one
games
day,
you could trade in."
Yeah, Hampton ran in there and I went and got him, and then I saw This Is the End. I'm like, oh, you got this movie?
You're like, what you looking at, boy?
Yeah, he
hey.
started licking it, and I was like,
But
oh.
yeah, I guess I don't know.
I mean, it'd be interesting. I can see what there is. I don't know. I know.
That's the problem with getting games. You never know if you're wasting money.
But the good thing is, I heard. Well, side note, when the beginning of the year happens, me and you gotta pick up that Dead Island 2. I didn't even play the first Dead Islands, but it's a zombie killing game. I was like, you just like massive zombie slaying. Like
I think I have to wait till kind of like what Mondo did with Destiny. Wait and see how it plays. And then maybe jump on myself.
I think you should just go ahead and play Dead Island, Dead Island.
Because,
I'll have both.
Because you got that Halo anniversary
Yeah, true.
thing coming out.
You best believe
And
it.
I'm going to be playing that.
I think all 3 of us could jump on and do some.
I'm gonna definitely
Yeah,
gonna
because
play that.
we're not all gonna have
But
it.
you can still all go on. I assume we should all be able to go on and play.
All on one Xbox?
Yeah, hopefully.
Is it
It's gonna be one of those stupid split at the
The big-
middle, a split up top,
I
and
don't know.
one player on the bottom.
I think, yeah, I'm trying to think. It's either.
Stupid.
It's for sure, like, if it goes with the other games, it's gonna be 2-player for sure.
hopefully
And maybe 3.
Hey, let's give a big shout out to 007 GoldenEye from the Nintendo 64 because they had that concept and games are still doing it.
The split screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, one game it did right was I like the ones where you play.
Most games don't have that now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, even so.
Minecraft does.
One of my favorite ones is
Yeah.
Minecraft. Thing.
And where'd they learn it from? The best. GoldenEye.
What I like about it is when they do split screens, and then if you're close, it's one screen. But if you guys like get off a little bit, it has to split up so it doesn't like stretch the screen out.
Oh, okay.
But like otherwise, if you're like right next to each other, it just has one big normal screen.
Yeah, as long as we're on the same team, because we're on other teams. I don't like Lawrence and his screen picking because that's some major bull.
No, I'm thinking like we have 4 games of Halo to play through
Is
a story.
it one disc?
Mm-hmm. What they did, I mean, as far as I've heard, I think what they're doing is they're
Graphics look great.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm so pumped to play them all again. They basically have it where you can go when you go in and pick a campaign. You can pick from the very first because just have all 4 in a row. Like it's basically a long story,
Yeah.
and you can jump into wherever you want. So if you want to just play all Halo 2 missions,
okay.
but I think you can start from very beginning to very end and have that, and then they'll have like
That'd be
online
awesome.
maps for all of them. I think.
There's one thing I was telling Mondo the other day about gaming that like why I'm excited about gaming now with the Xbox One is because like on the PS3 you could always find those like $5 games at GameStop, but I never wanted to buy them just because they were 4 years old and the graphics looked shitty as hell,
Yeah.
and I just didn't want to go back to that. But now with the Xbox One, you know, we have like the first Xbox One generation games. The graphics look great. 4 years, I mean, I don't think graphics can advance so much to
But I mean-
where the graphics now are that shitty where you don't want to go back and play them. So
Do you think that's what people thought when they're at that point in the PS3 and
Oh, yeah.
and they're like, man, there's no way graphics can be better than this. This is awesome.
when
And then like a
On
year later, they're
PS2,
like, still better.
PS2, I'd play Star Wars Battlefront. I thought that game graphics were amazing. And then you go back to it and you're just like,
When I was a little kid, I was like, it ain't gonna get any better than this Dreamcast I got right here.
Dreamcast had pretty good graphics.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dreamcast was
It's one of those
ahead
things.
of
I
its
think it's immortalized in my mind. So if I go back, I realize how bad they really are. But right now,
son, I'll go back right now. I best believe if I had House of Dead 2 on Dreamcast,
doesn't mean there's some games where graphics don't matter. Like I could go back and
yeah,
play
some do.
the Crash Bandicoot games. I could go back and
Crash
play those.
Bandicoot.
the first gen Pokemon. You know,
Yeah.
shoot, I still.
The Mario games never got old.
I could play. I played the old Digimon. You guys never played it, but it's just,
The
Digimon
first
World 1.
Mortal Kombat, I could go without playing because man, that was.
But like I was watching the movie Wash with Snoop Dogg, and he was playing. I think it was like Madden 2002,
oof.
and I was just looking at it. It's all choppy and clunky and boxy.
Yeah.
I could never
it's
go
like,
back and play those.
Not the shit. Last year's Madden when we play, it'd have like the different versions since this is the 25 edition. It'd have all the different versions. Like it showed pictures of like 99, 103, and like you see like the old blocky runners.
Yeah, couldn't go back to that.
I couldn't either. I think it's maybe because we played it, versions like you can play every year and you see like the progression and jump that far back is like, that's a whole decade behind.
Yeah.
Technology's the way it's moving. That's a long time for friggin' that. Alright. So while we're talking about Destiny, I want to talk about this dude I met in St. Louis. We stopped and we found out that our trip that I took a trip to Nashville for a conference, but we found out that the school paid for it. Like they decided to give us refund money, and so we had a conference. But we got money paid for the conference for gas or food, whatever. So we're like, oh, since it didn't cost us anything, might as well go out to eat. And so we're right by St. Louis, so we found this pizza place. It was kind of it was a nerdy pizza place. It was called something pie.
Warner?
It
No.
was or wasn't dirty.
Nerdy.
Oh,
no,
nerdy.
It was, I almost felt underclass. I felt like walking in with sweats on and
I was like, did you really need to clarify if
No.
it was dirty or not?
no. I walked in.
Warner, are you kidding me?
No. I walked in with sweats because a lot of people were dressed up and seemed like this got off work or something. There's laughing, having a good time. And so we show up, or I guess it's Sunday, so I weren't at work, but they're just having a good time. Like it was fancy, kind of, and it was called Pie, and it had like the Pie logo, it was like the logo. And I go and this waiter shows up and he has a Destiny band on, and just kind of being whatever. I was like, oh hey, sweet band, bro. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, cause awkward, like,
Whoa. Destiny band
yeah.
or Destiny band?
No ink. He had to have sleeves on. This is
No, I'm talking about like glowing.
Oh,
and...
no.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, this is nice place. But he had like one of those Verver Destiny bands on and had the logo and said Destiny on it. And so I said anything, he didn't really acknowledge it. He's like, yeah, whatever. Like I'm just weird, like the weirdest person
Get
ever.
away from me.
Yeah, get away from me. He comes back and he's like, So no one really has ever complimented me on my blanket or Destiny before. They don't know what Destiny is. I was like, yeah, well, learn this now. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. And so he walks off. Comes back. He's like, so what class are you? And I was like, He's like, yeah, so am I. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. And I was like,
best friends.
Conversation. And he's like, yeah. I was like, well, what level are you? He's like, well, 27. I was like, yeah, I'm around that too. He's like, but my warlock and my hunter are both 24. And he starts going to strategy. He's like, what kind of titan are you? I was like, it depends. He's like, yeah, it does depend, because if I'm with, what is that? If I'm with these people, they can go from behind. I'll be a close striker. But if I'm with some boneheads, or I don't know what he said, some like bonehead that don't know what they're doing, they're just jacking around. I'm a defender, because that's the only way I can survive. And so this guy goes off and has both classes knocked out, and he's just telling me strategy after strategy. But I'm like, I was taking our order.
I've read an article. It's the same article that had the matchmaking thing, and it's actually talking about how players during the strike matchmaking, most players have a certain way they play, but for whatever reason, Destiny players, they adapt easily with whoever they're playing. So that's why they might have matchmaking for raids, because people just adapt and have different strategies with different people they play with.
So this guy did, and so he's taking our order. He's like, all right, yeah. So you guys want this? And so when I'm with these kind of people, I run. I have to go and be a striker, because I can go right in there. I can go and attack them, and then they leave, and then the two girls in my group are just looking at me, which is all right, because not like they're not a little bit nerdy at points. And so he sat there and talked to me, but he had good pizza. Had a little too many vegetables on it for my likes. And this is pizza with barbecue sauce on it. And he's barely dabbled barbecue sauce.
Never can have too much vegetables. Never.
Well, I mean, there's an extent.
Yeah. Vegetables add flavor.
No, alright, pizza should only need three things. Sauce, cheese, meat.
And vegetables. That's the fourth ingredient.
They add flavor, but they don't add as much flavor
They
as
add
Sweet Baby Ray's.
Onions add crunch, and then, they just...
So Sweet Baby Ray's...
I'll put some bacon bits on there. Give you a crunch.
Sweet Baby Ray's is adaptable. It's like Ditto. If it's whatever you want it to be.
I went back to my parents' house last weekend. They had Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue.
Hey, your parents
I've
know how to
never
live.
seen them ever eat that before.
Your parents stepping their game up.
They had it.
Alright, so...
Because they know it's good.
Well, wait for Andy here for a second. So also while I was on the road, I started playing my X version a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I was working on the Pokedex, trying to get closer to getting all the game beat for Pokedex, and I'm like getting really close. I have a couple of trades to do and a couple more eggs I need to make, but I'm getting super close, and I'm gonna have it soon, right before the new one comes out in like a little over a month.
Yeah, which I'm gonna trade in my wife for.
Your wife?
Yeah, I'm probably not going to get a game, because I've been on the verge of wanting to, but because I know you got the Halo, and then I'm going to be buying Pokemon.
And getting UFC. It's
and
kind of
getting
hard,
UFC, so...
In Minecraft.
And Minecraft. So.
I think you're good.
I think UFC would bring a whole different intensity to this house.
Oh, it would. Belt challenge.
I did get a couple of the Trials Fusion DLCs. They were like $5.
You got them?
Yeah, but
Alright.
they're already hard.
Did you get anything out of them? Any achievements out of them?
Not yet.
That's alright though. But back on, I sure the day when I come home, and you're on the grind for trials. Again, like good old days when you play next to each other. I'm playing Borderlands. You're
Back
playing.
when we first got the Xbox.
Yeah, before Destiny ruined it. This game didn't ruin it, but Destiny. I might be taking a break from Destiny. Just not necessarily do because I keep playing it, but.
Ooh, that sounded weird. I wonder how that sounded on the podcast.
We're gonna find out.
That's the sound of
It's like
vegetables.
all gloopy.
So that was soup Andy was pouring out. And Chalmers still hungry. Destiny though.
That's also the sound of what AP's orgy room is like.
Interactive podcast. Alright. So we're getting along here.
A lot of going on.
We're getting Alright, we're getting along here, so we need to do picks. Last week we're all 13-13, but then those guys had pretty big weeks. Manamondo here went off and had the week of his life.
Yeah, it went off because my boy got a contract extension. Shout out to the Manimal, Kenneth Fareed, up in Denver, doing things right. Love you.
Well, you got a big week because I had to have a few picks against you.
That's your
I
fault.
took the loss
That was your fault. Alright.
for the team.
Cool. Alright, well, don't do it this week.
Alright.
Now I just had a bad week. So, I know it was 8-1. We picked 9 games, remember? And so mine was 8-1. You were 6-3. Now it's 5 or
4 and 5.
4 or 5. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Ooh.
So the standings are a little different now. That makes me be at 17 and 18,
19 and 16.
and Mondo's 21 and
Nice.
14.
Nice.
All right. So this week,
a little league.
so it's
little lead.
I will get picks in Thursday night. Colts Texans. It's in Texas.
It's in Houston.
Cool.
But Andrew
Let's
Luck's
not fire.
not in
I'm going
Houston.
Colts.
Hey, you know, I was very impressed with Romo playing against the Texas D. So, you know, I wouldn't see Andrew Luck not having
But they don't
as
have the
big a
run
game.
game like Cowboys do. You know what I mean?
That's very
True.
true. But then you guys don't really have as many receivers as the Colts have, you know?
I got Des Bryant is like 3.
Yeah, but I mean, Reggie
But
Wayne,
fair enough. I guess we all pick Colts then.
Yeah, Colts. All right. Patriots Bills.
Patriots.
Evan, I gotta make sure you're picking like right games here. You know.
Hey, just sit down and
I-
pick your games.
I think that's a good. No, they both came off wins.
All right,
I
Andy,
guess-
Andy picks Bills.
I guess there's not really a lot of good games, but
That's a division game. It's a good game.
I pick Patriots.
Bills with the upset. I think the Bills, Kyle Orton, he's feeling it. It took 3 missed field goals to win last week. This week's gonna be different. Win by a field goal this week. Bengals Panthers. But Panthers
Ooh,
got that
that's
win.
a good one.
Bengals just got slapped last week. I
Wait,
think.
you picked the Bills?
Yeah.
So you're trying to just blow the season?
No. Okay.
Yeah, don't say, hey, I was picking major upsets. That's what we did week 1, and then look what
Upsets.
happened since.
Yeah, they do it once in a while. I'm gonna go Panthers this one. The Bengals. Oh, all right. Sorry. The Bills are a home team. Just so you know.
Yeah, doesn't matter with them.
The Bengals are a home team.
Every
But it's been-
time I've gone with or against the Panthers, I've gotten wrong.
So
I'll
go
go Bengals.
against them.
I'm going Bengals.
All right.
I'll go with the Panthers.
Andy, oh. That's all we need to hear about that.
So I might have just gave you another win, Mondo.
Don't give me that shenanigan.
I think this is gonna be a good one. Steelers Browns, because Steelers aren't playing that good. Browns are playing decent
Yeah, and then they barely had that win
last
in
time
the
because
beginning.
the Browns came back. This is in Cleveland.
The Steelers are not the Titans. I'm picking the Steelers.
They almost won last time. What are you picking?
The Browns have an average defense. They're not bad, but they're not great. And Brian Hoyer seems to have found himself one
Yeah.
of your hidden gems.
Johnny who?
And
Johnson?
No Manziel this year so far.
Benjamin. He had 2 touchdowns last game.
Oh, yeah. The rookie
Travis?
from Florida State.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johns.
No, that's what he said, Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson's like, Travis Benjamin, rookie from Florida State, had 2 touchdowns.
for the Browns, because they got 3 first rounders.
They just think he's a first round pick because
Yeah.
no one talks about him. I know, no, we know.
Yeah, so I'm going with the Browns. I'm going with the Browns.
I'm saying Steelers.
But whoa, before I let it go away, it's not like it's gonna be
Blowout.
a good game to watch.
No,
I don't think
it's
it's
gonna
a
be
good
boring.
game to watch.
I think Steelers.
Steelers always beat Cleveland.
It's just
That's
the
just
way of
what they
life.
do.
Man, I guess Broncos Jets. Broncos.
Broncos.
I'm gonna shock you guys with this pick, the Broncos.
So shocking.
Ooh.
Ooh, Pistons and Wizards.
Oh, I know what the Rams
Oh
are.
wait,
Okay.
this ain't the
Pistons.
late
Wizards.
'80s, early '90s.
Pistons Wizards. This isn't a Gilbert Arenas. They're still paying them. There's no, it's not. Cowboys Seahawks. This is the
Ooh,
afternoon
this is
game.
gonna be a tough one. Andy's already picked the Cowboys. He let me know earlier today.
Yeah.
Going with the upset.
Andy, we did this week 1. Upsets don't work. Both teams are playing good. So,
But it's in Seattle, right?
yeah.
Seattle.
They might beat the spread. 8 points. It might be a close game than that, but I'm picking Seattle. Much as I want to. I just feel like they're
If it was
Tough
in Dallas,
maybe.
I'd pick Cowboys.
But then I remember the Rams
Because
almost beat
the-
the Cowboys, and then I changed my mind.
But-
and still pick.
The Cowboys are always playing away games. Even our home games are away games.
No, but I would have picked it. If it wasn't in the 12th man, then I would have picked the Cowboys.
So Seahawks, Cowboys. Giants, Eagles.
Giants,
Both are-
Eagles.
It's gonna be.
I'm
a good
picking
game.
Giants. because Giants are playing good ball right now, and Eagles have
We're
been
gonna go
kinda-
Eli Manning. I'm going with. Shoot, you pick. I don't know yet.
I'm gonna go with. I hate both of these teams so much.
That's right.
He's going for a tie.
Go for a
They
tie.
both
Go,
lose.
No,
Donovan McNabb, go for that tie.
I'm gonna go for the Eagles.
Ooh.
Dang. 'Cause I don't think they've been playing that good. Like, Niners being
They haven't been playing good all year.
The Rams
but they
almost,
still
the Rams
keep
almost come
winning.
back and beat them.
They still keep winning.
But the Giants, though.
You know, the G-men have been catching fire.
Yeah, when you're playing
It's in Philly.
easy ass teams.
But this last game that they played, that tight end, that second-year tight end, did nothing. The one that dominated had 3 touchdowns that one game.
Well, they had
They need to.
Look at Smallman, who?
They
Odell
need
Beckham showed up.
Odell.
Yeah, Odell.
So maybe
That's
this is the week that they all might be on the same playing field. Give me the G-men.
And
We're
remember,
going Giants.
the Rams offense is moving it on the Eagles defense, so if that says anything. But as we talked about, the Rams are Monday night.
Hey, Andre Williams, though. He's going to be the starting tailback.
The Rams Niners. Home game for the Rams. Man.
Time for you to be smart, Evan, on this one.
It's hard though because Rams play Niners well, and last year they could beat them twice. And they didn't. They barely lost.
They lost twice.
They barely lost. The first one was ridiculous last year because they should have won in regulation, but they called a penalty, or maybe it was first play overtime. They should have won because they had they were on their 5-yard line and threw this huge deep touchdown pass, and then
Too bad close
back.
doesn't win games.
I know, but I'm feeling good about this week, bro. I'm feeling good about this week. Picking the Rams by 3. Colin Kaepernick goes back to what he's kind of been earlier in the season.
Go with 49ers.
It's in St. Louis.
Okay.
You know, the 12th man of the Midwest.
What the 49ers did to Cowboys, they're going to do to the Rams.
You know, I'm going to pick the Niners because they came off of a very close, tough-fought win against the Chiefs. And so I think they built a little confidence winning that game. Even though they are going through that hardball situation where some players don't want them, but then some players do want them,
Yeah,
but
they're
then
talking
nobody
about
knows.
Trading him? That's crazy.
Yeah.
They
No,
turned his-
Yeah, last year he was almost... Who's the coach of last
the
year?
Browns.
The Browns.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Crazy.
I think it's going to be as close as game as you said, but
3 other way.
I'm going to go with the Niners.
All right. My comeback week starts right now.
How many games did we pick?
1.
5?
I'm seeing 1.
What about Monday night? Sunday
That was
night?
Monday night.
What's Sunday night game?
Giants Eagles.
What's Monday night game?
Rams 49ers.
Rams Niners night?
Yeah, 'cause
what's Thursday night?
Rams are supposed to be good. That was the Colts.
All right, so, we had a big week last week. We got small.
All right, so we had those 3, 4,
Hey, got built that lead. Hey, 4 more games.
5.
There's not a lot of
6.
good games this week.
We still did 8 games.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. So we did Thursday night. We did the Patriots Bills. We did the Panthers Bengals. We did Steelers Browns. We did Broncos Jets. We did Cowboys Seahawks. We did the Giants Eagles. And we did the Rams and 49ers.
Wow.
It did not feel like 8 games, but we did 8
I
games.
think
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go 4-4 on my predictions.
Wow.
I hope so.
I do too. All right, that was the
I'm making my
podcast.
predictions on some inside information that I can't disclose.
Bye. Love your elders.
You want to say something before I shut off, Mondo?
No, I can't because it's
It doesn't matter.
you should have waited for me to respond and then you should have said